What's good, fam squad? It's GameronGrandst here, back with a brand new video series. Today, we're going to be hopping into how-to game battles. What this series is going to be, we're going to be talking about how to get you started on a competitive video game team in general, with our primary focus being on Call of Duty, obviously, because I play Call of Duty. So, real quick, I have a little bit of experience with game battles. Obviously, I've been playing since Call of Duty Ghost. So if you add that up, that's about 4 years. Ghost, AW, Black Ops 3, and then Infinite Warfare. So I've been playing for about 4 years semi-consistently with teams of friends and stuff. So I obviously know how to start a team. I know how to know a little bit about winning. I've gotten some games, and I know a little bit about playing the game in general. So we're going to figure out how to start a team. We're going to be talking about, again, getting game battle started. So let's hop right into the video. So our focus is going to be starting a Call of Duty game battles team, and the reason being is because that's just what I play and I know the most about that. So there's a couple different roles you're going to need to fill. So initially you want 4 players if you're going to be playing seriously in game battles. You can run 3s and 2s. I actually started off running 2s with my buddy Frank, and I played that in Black Ops 2, but I didn't play it seriously. So I started off running 2s, and then I got to Ghost, ran 2s, 3s, and 4s, and 5s. So I got a little bit of knowledge. So let's talk about, there's 2 sets of teams that you're going to want to be looking at, and you could mix and match them all you want. You could have more of one and less of the other if you wanted to, but there's 4 main roles for if you're playing Modern Warfare Remastered, for instance. You're going to have your Slayer, your Objective player, and probably 2 supports. Whether they're support Slayers, support OBJ is entirely up for you to decide. Now, I remember there was an old Optic Nation team, either back in Ghost or Advanced Warfare, that didn't actually have a steady Slayer. They were mostly Objective players. So again, you could have more of one or less of the other. Now, if you're playing a game like Infinite Warfare or Black Ops 2, or a game that has Hardpoint as a main objective competitive game mode, you're looking at having a Slayer, a support player, again OBJ or Slayer, support Slayer, objective player itself, and then an anchor, which pretty much holds your spawns, and probably first in the hardpoint, first out of the hardpoint. That's how I always played anchor. So I do know and have played most, if not all, of these roles, and I will be breaking them down in further videos. But today we're going to be talking about finding your team. And so for that instance, I do have some screenshots of Black Ops 2 free agents list. Pretty much because what they have is what you're going to be looking for. Like, they have skills and info along with their availability. So you can use the free agents list on game battles. So on the website, they have info, pretty much like a bio for each individual player. And they also have a skills breakdown where a player can rank his skill, I believe, out of 10 for every game mode possible. Some of the game modes that are there are like Search and Destroy, One Flag, CTF, Hardpoint, Demolition, Domination, and then obviously, you know, like I said, the main game modes, Hardpoint, Search and Destroy, and then CTF for all of those. So you can look and kind of decide what your age range wants to be. I see guys on here, I'm looking right now, there's a list 32, 16, 15, 62, so that's kind of interesting. I didn't recognize that the first time I saw it, but you guys can go ahead and check out the info. That page will be linked down in the description. The second option is force feeding roles, or just picking up like, by force feeding roles I mean, like in my situation when I started out in Ghost, I wasn't good at the whole killing thing. I was more of an objective player. I ended up picking up my buddy Mike, and I ended up picking up my buddy Eddie and my buddy Joe. Now, the issue we had, and one of the reasons we lost a little bit, was Mike was more of like a support OBJ player, and there's nothing wrong with that. We needed like, he's our support player. Pretty much anytime we play, he gets, you know, a decent amount of kills. Some games he goes off. But we had a support OBJ player, and we had two actual OBJ players, and me and Joe, and then we had 1 Slayer. So we really didn't have a good kill share, and I would say that's probably why we lost the majority of the time. But so we had, that was, you could either pick up your friends, and Eddie was naturally just a good Slayer, Mike naturally good at his job. I ended up playing every role that nobody wanted to play because I was that second OBJ player. So whenever we hopped on Black Ops 2 and played game battles, I played anchor. Whenever Mike or Eddie was gone, I stepped up to the role. Or whenever Joe was gone, I was the guy carrying the bomb. There's nothing wrong with the way it worked out, because now I have the experience to go ahead and talk about every single role. So the force feeding roles is a good idea for you specifically. Don't ever make your friends do a certain role. Let them play their style and kind of adapt your role to it. Because if you're serious about it, it doesn't matter what they do, as long as you're good at whatever you want to do. And adaptability is huge, because you're going to run into a team that maybe wants you, but already has an OBJ player, already has a support player, already has a Slayer. But if you can change your mindset and play all of those roles, and you're pretty set. Since Ghost, I have literally played every single role you could possibly think of within Call of Duty game battles. So there's nothing wrong with that. So you're either picking up a team and force feeding yourself roles, changing your role a lot, or you can go to the Game Battles free agents page. The next thing you can do is Twitter. There are a bunch of Game Battles or wagers or 8s based Twitter accounts. I stopped following a lot of them. I haven't done 8 since Black Ops 3, but there's a bunch of them out there that you can go ahead and check. They'll retweet when someone's looking for a team, when someone's looking to play Game Battles or whatever, and go ahead and definitely check those out as well. I don't know, again, I haven't followed them, so I don't know the names of them anymore, but go ahead, just search up like Xbox One 8s or PlayStation 4 8s, and you'll probably find 1 or 2 or 3 accounts that'll definitely retweet the ability to play or whatever the case may be, and through that you'll find other retweet accounts and stuff like that. And use Twitter, Game Battles free agent page, and your friends to your advantage. The issue that with each, alright, so Twitter, you don't really know what you're getting. Game Battles, most people are going to lie about their skill levels, and your friends, you're not getting consistency. And I don't mean that in a bad way, but the chance of you wanting to go pro and one of your friends wanting to go pro as well are very, very, very slim. The chance of anybody going pro are slim in general, so the ability for you and a friend to both think that is almost impossible for you and a friend to think both of you can go pro and want to go pro. There's nothing wrong with that, and anybody can go pro. It's a lot of work, and the ability to find you and a friend that want to do that is very difficult. So those are the 3 issues. You don't really have consistency if you're using your friends to play Game Battles. You don't really have any knowledge of the actual skill level of anybody on Game Battles page, and you don't know the type of person you're getting on Twitter. You could stalk their Twitter and see if they talk trash, but really, like, probably just better off spending the 10 minutes. You just spend half hour stalking them or 10 minutes playing a pub match with them, and you figure out who they are pretty quickly. So anyways, that's pretty much episode number 1. The next episode, I'll be breaking down one of the roles. I don't know which one to be. I think I'm going to do OBJ. Leave a comment down below which role you want to see me break down. I'll list them off one more time. We have objective, support. I can do in-depth support Slayer and OBJ near the end of the series, but we have objective, support, Slayer, and Anchor as the 4 main roles. You guys down below, let me know which one you want to see. This has been your boy GOG or T3. Tyler, peace out, fam squad.